Check, check. Hey everyone, this is Prince Brightstar, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So, Mimodi told us we need to speak to Ralban. Let's go ahead and wake up from our sleep, and let's go ahead and have a chat with him. Looks like we've also got some mail, so we'll go ahead and check that out first. Here's the delivery Moogle. And this is another thank you for playing, basically. So we'll go ahead and use these. That one we can't use just yet as a minion. This is a mount that we'll be able to use soon enough. Okay, so Ralban should be over here. I've been waiting for you, Prince. I trust you are fully recovered? Good, because there is much work to be done. Work that I would have you do. Okay. Listen well, Prince. This will take some time to explain. So, Ralban means to entrust you with a task of the utmost importance. I prepared these letters for my counterparts in the Eorzea Alliance. "5 years ago, we looked on, powerless, as our brothers and sisters were taken from us at Carteneau. First by the Garleans, and then by the thrice-damned Primal, called forth by their treachery. Not a day goes by that I do not think of my fallen comrades, and of the warriors of light, of whom no trace remained. The tragedies of the calamity are not so easily forgotten, nor should they be. In remembering all we've lost, we're reminded of what we still have. And so I mean to mark the 5th anniversary of the Battle of Carteneau with a memorial service honoring the fallen. It is my hope that my counterparts in the Alliance will agree to do the same. and I would have you bear my words to them as my personal envoy. Why you? Because your deeds mark you out as the nearest thing I have to a warrior of light. I can think of none more worthy of the role. The question is, will you accept it? Then it is agreed. You will journey to Gridania and Limsa Lominsa as my official representative. Now that's a great many malms to travel, but I've neither the time nor patience to wait around while you do it on foot. I hereby grant you permission to use the airship routes connecting the 3 city-states. This pass serves as proof of your privilege. Gone are the days when airship travel was available to all. The ever-present threat of Imperial attack has forced us to impose drastic restrictions out of concern for public safety. These passes are only granted when circumstance demands it, as in this case. Though there were others who insisted you be granted one regardless. Aye, Prince, I am not alone in seeing it. Your potential is plain. But I have said enough. In the name of the Sultana, I bid you go forth. See for yourself the wonders of the realm for which the warriors of light risked all. Rise to your calling and fulfill your promise. And should your path be barred by man or beast, strike fast and true, for victory belongs to the bold. Now go, Prince, and heed the crystal's guidance should you ever lose your way. Alright, so we need to speak with Momodi once again. Ah, back from your meeting with Rauban, are you? What did the big man have to say? Is that a fact? Personal envoy of the Flame General himself. So you'll be bearing the great man's words to the leaders of the Alliance, will you? And by airship? Bugger me, that's an honor and a half, that is. But I can't think of anyone who deserves it more. I'm proud of you, Prince. I truly am. Now, I dare say Rauban told you this, but not many people get to go on airships these days. In fact, most folk go to their graves having never once seen Eorzea from above. Poor buggers shuffle off to meet Thal, having never known the blues of Limsa Lominsa's shimmering seas, or the myriad greens of the leafy Gridania. But not you, Prince. You'll see those sights and more, and everywhere you go, you'll find fascinating folk with fascinating tales to tell. The people you meet, the places you go, savor these experiences. For they are priceless, all. Saying that, it'd be remiss of me if I didn't remind you to be careful out there. Ul'dah ain't the only place beset by troubles, as you'll discover when you visit Limsa and Gridania. Truth be told, that might well be exactly what the General wants you to realize. I think he knows what kind of man you are, Prince. And what kind that, you ask? Why, the kind that can't resist sticking his nose in other people's business, of course, and don't you ever go changing. Safe travels, Prince. I'll see you when you get back. Alright, so we are going to speak to the airship people. And the way to get there, we need to take the lift that is over here. Alright, here's the ticketer. Greetings, sir. This is the reservation counter for passengers traveling to Limsa Lominsa. If I'm not mistaken, you are the Flame General's envoy, Prince Brightstar, yes? Highwind Skyways is at your service. Will you be flying with us today? Yes, indeed. Alright, let's head on to the gangplank. And we are boarding. Attention all passengers, the airship bound for Limsa Lominsa is about to depart. Please make your way to the boarding gate. And this is the main theme for the Final Fantasy series. It's gone through many iterations over the years. Ever since the first game, I believe, had when you cross the bridge for the first time. Wow, everybody's coming out for me. When we first met beneath the Sultan tree, I sensed there was something unusual about him. I wonder if they will feel the same. Godspeed, Prince, Godspeed. If I'm right, they'll be singing your praises from here to the far reach before long. May you always walk in the light of the crystal. Astrum Oxidants. Present day. And here we have the Imperials.
It has been 15 years, but the bitter taste of defeat lingers still. 15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Egrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzea would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day, at the heart of which flew the great Midgard Zormer. Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest.
I was looking for Derplander in there, but I didn't see him.
Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet, it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balthar.
big thing.
Senior engineers, please report to Magitech research following scheduled inspection.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at the Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Cartano. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus's plan.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume.
Funny name. That name actually comes up in Final Fantasy IV as a character that can change your name in that game.
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all. Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland, soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
Okay, and we have arrived at Limsa Lominsa. Let's see. Okay, we gotta talk to that person over there. Ah, you must be the envoy from Ul'dah. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, sir. Admiral... I was never able to get this name. Bliff Huswin awaits your arrival. I'm sure we'll hear it soon enough. You are the Ul'dah envoy? Welcome to Limsa Lominsa. The Admiral has been looking forward to your arrival. Please proceed to the Crow's Lift at your earliest convenience. It will take you to Bulwark Hall. Once there, pray speak with Zanthale. He will be pleased to show you in to the Admiral's command room on the bridge. Alright, so we are going to head to Bulwark Hall. But we are not going to speak to the Admiral just yet. There are a few things we need to do here in this city first. The biggest one of all, of course, being we need to synchronize to the Aetheryte. Or rather, attune to the Aetheryte. And not just only this, there are a ton in this city. And I know it takes a while to do this, but believe me, it'll save us time later on. Okay, that's that one. Almost went past this one. That right there was the big market road in town. We'll probably make some trips to there eventually. Okay, let's head back to the Aetheryte Plaza now. And now let's head to the upper deck. Okay, let's attune to this one. And I'm going to level with you at this point here. The first part of this episode, I'm actually putting the story on hold for something pretty important here. And that is, we are going to talk to this person right here. Ho there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are ye? Any axe worth wielding needs 2 hands on the haft and has a blade what can chop clean through a galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and brutal force. If you're of mind to make the Marauders art your life's work, then our guild welcomes ye with open arms. What say ye, lad? Keen to join the ranks? And yes, indeed, we are going to join this. Well then, here's a bit of guild history so you know what you're getting into. It all started with ships, you see? What have ships got to do with axes, you ask? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. But any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe is perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel, and generally laying waste to all about ye. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the Marauders begin to take shape, especially among pirates, where strength and skill decided your place in the world. With an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits. And that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. After the Gladian Accord was assigned, though, the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of the new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats neither. They were warriors what sought to use their martial prowess for good of society. Still keen, are ye? Think it over, then let me know if you decide to join our ranks. And yes, indeed, we are going to do that. You decided then? You're ready to join the Marauders Guild? Alright then, all that needs doing now is to speak with the Axe Master himself. Sounds simple? I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in the path of the unnerving glare. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Eorzea, his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lad. Good fortune to you. Yes, I am Eorzea, Axemaster they call me. Not the most imaginative titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Blauthota, but once more shall I challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? I apologize for that bang outside. I can do nothing about that. Very well. Your name? Attend to me well then, Prince. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will oft-time be your own. I present to you this axe as a symbol of your commitment. Your first lesson shall be how to hold it. Now grip the haft with both hands and set yourself in a solid stance. Okay, the Marauder has been unlocked. Your main weapon determines your current class. Changing classes is as easy as equipping a different type of weapon or tool to your main hand slot. So, we have now obtained this axe here. And pay attention down here. We are currently level 17. We are now back to level 1. And I'm going to click this button to get some clothes back onto me. So, we're level 1 now, and there's a reason I'm doing all this. I'll explain it to you shortly here. Armory bonus. When you have changed classes to a new battle class. To lessen the burden of leveling multiple Disciple of War and Magic classes, an experience point bonus, known as the Armory bonus, is added when slaying enemies and participating in fates. The bonus grows larger the greater the discrepancy between your current level and the level of your highest class. Use this to your advantage when deciding when and how to raise secondary classes. So, because we are now in this new class, we're going to get that bonus, essentially, which is going to make leveling this a little bit faster. Now, we are going to go back to Gladiator, but I do want to do this here. Aye, you cut a striking figure, Prince, but heroic posing is unlikely to cut a swath through your enemies. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straightway into combat as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the bleating, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your pietous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature have fallen to your blade. And with that, we have our charge. And we are going to make our way out of the city. But before we do that, I want to head over to the Aft Castle, which is over here. And we have one more Aethernet chart over here to attune to. And then that should be it. You have attuned yourself to all the Aethernet shards in Limsa. The Zephyr Gate, the Tempest Gate, and the airship landing are now accessible as Aethernet destinations. Alright, and we are going to head for Middle Lanoska. And here are our first targets to take out. Not just only are those our quest target, but they are also hunt targets as well. There we go, level 2. And we just obtained Foresight, which increases defense by 20%. You're probably going to start to understand what I'm doing very quickly. Here we go. So, using actions from other classes. The armory system not only allows you freedom to change between classes, but also the ability to wield the spells and actions obtained through those classes. To make these actions accessible to your current class, start by opening character from the main menu, followed by actions and traits. Next, select the desired class under Additional to display a list of available actions. Highlighting the checkbox will add the action to the list at the bottom of the Actions and Traits interface. Once an action has been added to the list, drag the icon to your hotbar to ready it for use. At level 10, you will only be allowed to two additional actions. This number will increase every 5 levels up to a maximum of 10 actions. When additional actions are added to your hotbar, you will have to wait for their recast timer to expire before using them. So, what this all means here is because I've been working on Gladiator, I can bring over something from my Gladiator class. Now, there really isn't too much that I could do here with what we've currently got here. Convalescence really doesn't do anything for us since we're not a caster. The most I could do is something with Flash, so I'll go ahead and bring that down. But what we're doing out here right now is we're effectively going to bring the Marauder up to level 8. And that way, I'm going to have access to 3 additional abilities on my Gladiator as we proceed forward. And this isn't the only time that we're going to have to do this. We're also going to have to do this for another class later down the road, but we're not going to do that one today. We're going to do that once I have leveled up a little bit more, and we're further progressed in the story. Okay, so the only thing that's left now are the Lost Little Lambs, and those are over here. I also just realized I need to eat. Alright, and so here's the armory bonus that work here. We're getting 50% from the armory bonus, we're getting 100% from our rested bonus, and then we're also getting 3% from the food that I just ate now. This is going by very fast. What I'm looking for now are fates that we can take on to get ourselves even higher. And then as we're about to hit level 5, we'll go ahead and turn in this quest. We've got a hunt target over here out of a bee cloud. go. Let's hop into the Fate here, just because time is almost up on that. Okay, so we didn't get too much out of it, but we did at least get a couple of points of experience there. Let's take on these tiny men Drugor. Okay, so we now have access to Skull Summon, which is the second part of the Marauder combo. So similar to Savage Blade, under the Gladiator, this has a combo potency of 200. Okay, that is that hunt done. Okay, great. And actually, before we go into town, let me go ahead and do this fate real quick here. Actually, given how fast we're going here, we may not even need to go into town. We're already at level 6. Alright, so with reaching level 6, we also have access to this new ability called Fracture. And this is a damage over time, or a dot. And the idea with dots is as you use them, you basically hit the button once, and then as time goes on, the target will continue to take damage. These are some of the most powerful abilities in the game, and it's going to be one of the things that's going to allow us to get more damage out of the Gladiator class as we go. Okay, that fate is done. Let's continue with these bee clouds now. I can probably also put on some new gear at this point. Okay, let's make our way to the south. I think there's a hunt target in here. Yes, indeed. should recover some health here before we go on. Need to see how much this was going to award. 100 experience. Honestly, we're getting that faster just by taking out enemies. I'm probably just going to abandon that quest, actually. Okay, level 7 has been reached. Now there's a fate over here. Doesn't seem like anybody's working on it, so we'll be able to get the full effect from it. Ooh, but that is a big target here. We may not be able to get through this one. Once again, that is one of those special bosses that you want to take out with a group. Oh boy. Volgalja. This is kind of a special situation here. I was not expecting to run into one of these guys so early on. This is a hunt target, and hunt targets basically allow you to get gear as well as seals for the end of the game. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out his location, and I'm just curious if we can actually attract anyone here to help out with them. Let's see, so what we want to do is we want to create a flag on the map here, and the way you do that is you hold down your control button and right-click. He's actually over there. That should be good. Okay. And that then puts this flag in the chat there. Let's just see if we have to get anybody. I'm going to hang around here for a little bit, and we'll see if anybody comes. Because if anybody does, that will actually give us a really nice boost once we get to the end of Realm Reborn. I do want to take out one more wounded aura here. There we go. We got its attention. Let's move away from the big guy. Okay, we don't have access to the party finder yet either, and that is one other way that we could get help with this guy. As you can see, he's level 50, so he's designed to be taken on by max level characters. I'm just gonna grind a little bit here. We'll see if anybody shows up. If not, I'm gonna try heading into town to see if we can get some help with him. Just because once we're inside town, we typically there will be people that have relays available to help with hunt targets, and that will get it loot here. Or at least that's how it is on the Balmung server. I don't know if that's the case here. Start to make our way over. Let's see if we can take on this fate and then head back into town and get some help with that guy. We got tiny Mandragora here that we're taking out here. Ooh, that's not good. They're starting to gang up on me. I'd rather take one on at a time. As long as it's just two of them, I think we'll be okay. Nope, we're getting ganged up on again. There we go, we got somebody else here. Okay. Let's make our way back into town, and let's call that guy is there. Actually, first let me just double check that he's still there, because sometimes they can go down pretty quick without warning. What we'll do is we'll run back over there and make sure he's still there, and then we'll just teleport into town. And hopefully, we'll get somebody to help us out. Okay, yes, I can see him in the distance. He's still over there. Alright. So, Limsa Lominsa lower decks. Hopefully, that brings someone. If not, then we will proceed on without taking him out. Once again, this is something for high-level characters, but as long as I can get a hit in on them, then I should also get some credit for the kill as well, which will help us at the end of the game. Alright, while we're waiting for people to show up, let's go ahead and finish up leveling up here. There we go. Looks like we do have somebody that is able to help us out here. We're going to give people a couple of minutes here to try to get here. Yeah, this guy's a marauder. Or rather, they're a warrior, which is a higher version of the marauder. And there is a higher version of the gladiator as well. Okay, they pulled it. Oh, and he took me out. Alright, we're gonna get back there real quick. Like I said, this is a guy for end game, but if we can get the early seals, that would be a really nice thing to have. While I'm running over, I'm also going to switch over to Gladiator. That should give us a little bit more hit as well, or a better chance to hit. I'm hoping they don't go down. And I went down again. But I think I saw that I did get a hit. I think the thing that I'm learning here, though, is that the hunt is not that popular on this server. Typically on Balmung, we would get around 10 to 15 people even on targets like this. Alright, we're almost back there. Try to keep my distance this time, actually. There we go, we gotta hit it. There we go, okay. So, we got 40 allied seals and 30 tomestones of poetics. All that is gonna make sense soon enough. Alright, so before we teleport out of here, Allagan tomestones are relics of a long-lost civilization which perished several ages past. It is said that they contain the knowledge of the Allagan Empire, and as such are highly sought out by collectors around Eorzea. Rowena and her associates are representatives of one such collector and have been sent to Revenant's Toll in the heart of Mordona. That's the place that we just heard about in that cutscene a few minutes ago. By her employer to seek out adventurers willing to exchange the tomestones they come across on their journeys for weapons and armor. And allied seals are a common type of currency minted by the three grand companies forming the Eorzean Alliance. The seals are most commonly distributed as rewards for tracking down and slaying marks designated in the realm-wide hunt. Mark bills, posted once a day Earth time, and elite mark bills posted once a week Earth time, can be accepted at hunt boards located across Eorzea. Completing the objectives on these bills will present you with the opportunity to earn even more allied seals. Allied seals can be exchanged for various weapons and items. Speak with a hunt bill master for further details. All of this is stuff we don't have to worry about right now. Just the fact that we got the seals gives me quite a bit of hope here for the end game, because what that means is we essentially just got ourselves some free gear for the end game. I think it is eye level 100 that we get from that, and I think we can get 2 pieces with the 40 that we just got. Okay, now we do need to finish up what we were doing out there in terms of leveling. That's no problem. We just need to switch back over to Marauder real quick. And we are almost there, about 226 points to go. And one other thing to note here is whenever you change classes, you have to wait 30 seconds for your primary abilities to become available, and even longer for certain other abilities that have a long cooldown. Two more targets. Okay, that should be it. So, now, if we switch back over to Gladiator, and we go under Actions and Traits, we now have available to us 4 of the Marauder abilities. And typically you can get up to 5 per class, so the fact that we got all these really early on meant I did not have to spend a long time to get these. And the 3 that we're going to grab here, Foresight, Fracture, and Bloodbath. These are all, like I said, they're going to give us some really nice additional abilities that we can use on top of our Gladiator class here. Okay. I apologize that you're hearing that phone ring. I will do something to fix that in the future. In the meantime, let's head back into Limsa Lominsa. Okay. So, at this point, let's go ahead and drop these onto our hotbars. This is going to go over here. This is going to go into the number 9 slot. And in fact, we can probably get rid of these as well at this point. And Bloodbath is going to go over here. Okay. So, with that, we are now done with everything that we need to do for Marauder. Let's go ahead and let's abandon this quest since we're not going to be turning it in. And let's go ahead and talk to this guy here. Greetings, sir, and welcome to our fair city. If you would permit me to examine the seal on the missive you carry. Yes, everything seems to be in order. My apologies, we cannot afford to be complacent. You understand? Please step this way.
Enter. So the silver-tongued merchants send an adventurer to speak for them. It appears the Uldans place great faith in you. This way. I bid you welcome. I am Melve Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa, and Commander of the Maelstrom. Now, what news from Thanalan?
A memorial service to honor the fallen. Seven hells. Has it been 5 years? 5 years since the Garlean Empire sought to wrest Eorzea from our grasp? It was in answer to the Imperial threat that the city-states formed the Grand Companies and forged the Eorzean alliance anew, but Garlemald was not content to wager all on a simple contest of martial might. They had other plans, the Meteor Project. Legatus Nael Van Darnus hell's take him, intended to cleanse our realm by snatching the lesser moon, Dalamud, from the heavens and casting it down upon our heads. Desperate to prevent this lunatic scheme, we marched our forces to the Cartano Flats, and there met the Vilth Imperial Legion in battle. Never have I seen a fight like the Battle of Cartano, and I have seen full many. But though we gave no quarter, spared not one ounce of effort, we could not prevent what followed. From inside the shell of Dalmud came a winged nightmare, a dragon the size of a bloody city. 'Twas the elder primal Bahamut, bent on making an 8th hell of Eorzea. In the space of a breath, the legions of the Empire were set aflame, while our own armies fared little better. 'Twas as if the whole world was burning. Words cannot well describe the scene. And yet, by some miracle, a few among us were spared. Even as I steeled myself for death, a blinding white light enveloped me, robbing me of my senses. When I regained them, the dragon was gone, and the still smoldering land was warped beyond all knowing. Were Archon Louisois still with us, he would doubtless shed some light on these unfathomable happenings. Alas, he is not, and I fear we will want for his wisdom in the days to come. For while our nation struggled to recover from the devastation, the beastmen called forth their damned primals to torment us anew. Unless we put aside our differences and rebuild now, our foes will catch us unprepared. And I speak not only of the beastmen. Do not imagine that the Empire has forsaken its claim on Eorzea. The Imperials crowd our borders, waiting to strike. Damn it all, we need champions to replace those we lost. But such thoughts are worse than worthless. Time is short, and none will save us, save ourselves. It is the duty of every soul who survived the calamity to work together for the good of Eorzea, and this memorial service may be the very thing to unite us. Aye, Ralban has the right of it. I accept his proposal. Your duty is done here, adventurer. I will see to it that the Flame General receives my reply. You travel to Gridania next, yes? Pray give my regards to the Elder Seedseer. Oh, and tell her the wolf has been sniffing around the stables. A private jest, and one in poor taste, but I would have you tell it all the same. Fare you well, Prince. May the Navigator guide you on your journey. And with that, our time in Limsa Lominsa is over. For now, at least. Greetings, sir. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Gridania. A pleasure to serve you again, sir. Are you ready to board the airship to Gridania? Yes, let's go ahead and do that. And onto the gangplank we go. And let's board the airship. It appears to be raining in Gridania. Now, the city is broken into two parts, New Gridania and Old Gridania. Ah, you must be the envoy from Ul'dah. Welcome to Gridania, sir. The Elder Seer awaits your arrival. And let's leave the landing area. And we have a comment from the chat. I don't have any intentions to stop doing what I'm doing here. Greetings, good sir. You're the Ul'dah envoy, are you not? I have received instructions to assist you. Pray make your way into the city proper and identify yourself to the conjurer at Nofska's altar. She will admit you to the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seer awaits. So, once again, before we do that, we have to go around to the Aetherites and to attune to them. So let's see, there is one over to the east, and then the rest of them should be in Old Gridania. Let's see, we have another shard over here. And then we've got a shard over here, and then we've got two more over here. Once again, the reason we're doing this is so we get access to the quick exits to the city. As well as so we can travel around the city pretty quickly here. let's go ahead and warp over to the amphitheater, so we're not walking that far for the next one. Actually, it does look like our gear is starting to get down there a little bit here, so let's go ahead and talk to this guy. Let's go ahead and repair our gear. You have attuned yourself to all the Aethernet shards in Gridania. The Blue Badger Gate, the Yellow Serpent Gate, and the Airship Landing are now accessible as Aethernet destinations. You are the Old Dawn envoy? Begging your pardon, sir, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Verily, this is the seal of the Supreme Commander of the Immortal Flames. Please come with me. To the chat. I'm typically in the endgame blocks, where you have to get past the first 5 floors of Heaven and Hell to get into.
So you are the Ul'Dan envoy. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan-e Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Flame General.
A remembrance service for the fallen of Carteneau. Pray tell me, adventurer, what do you know of our conflict with the Empire? It would seem my counterparts recounted the tale in some detail. That is well. A message from the Admiral? A wolf has been sniffing around her stables, you say? I see. Well, I shall be pleased to provide her with such counsel as I am able. But first, my friend, friend of my friend, I would tell you more of the Garlean threat. For the greater part of its history, Garlemald was not even amongst the most influential nations in Ilzabar, the northern continent. However, its innovations in the field of magitech some 50 years past helped to raise it from the depths of obscurity. Emboldened by this technology, it set about subjugating its neighbors, swiftly absorbing each into its ever-expanding territory, and when all of Ilzabar lay within its grasp, it turned its ravenous gaze upon Eorzea. Yet Garlemald's transformation did not come about by virtue of magitech alone. Its success owed much to the consummate leadership of its first and reigning emperor, Solus Zulus Galvus, the man who built an empire in his own lifetime. Yet he has lived long, and after more than 80 winters, it is said that he grows frail, and even more prone to illness. If rumors are to be believed, the matter of succession has destabilized the imperial court. That would explain the empire's relative inactivity in recent years, which has granted us much needed time to rebuild. Yet we cannot allow ourselves to become complacent, for Garlemald still maintains a presence in Eorzea, in the form of the 14th Imperial Legion. I apologize that you're hearing it outside. I can't do anything about that. Commanding this great host is Legatus Gaius van Baelsar, a man whose ambitions are well known to us. So long as he breathes the Eorzean air, none of us may sleep easy. The calamity wreaked such devastation upon the realm that it has been all we could do to nurse our wounds. Never mind rebuild our defenses. Simply put, we do not have the strength to repel the Empire. To add to our woes, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, whose very existence is a bane upon the land. Each nation is beset with its own primal problem. None has the resources to look beyond its own borders. The Admiral desires my counsel regarding a brazen wolf. She means to tell me that the Empire may soon resume its advance. Though the primals pose an undeniable threat to our survival, the threat posed by the Garleans is greater still. Clearly, each nation can no longer afford to think only of that which occurs within its own borders. A storm gathers upon the horizon. If we are to weather it, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may help to rekindle the spirit of unity which brought the peoples of Eorzea together when the last empire threatened our liberty. The Flame General was wise to make his proposal, and I wholeheartedly approve of it. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. Your work here is done, my friend. I shall send my reply to the Flame General forthwith. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safely home. Okay, so that is complete. You may now make use of the airship routes connecting between nations. Before you may board an airship, you must pay the requisite fare in Gil. Alright, so with that we have leveled up to level 18. Let's go ahead and put this point into Vitality. And we just learned Shield Bash. Now, Shield Bash is an ability that allows you to basically stun an enemy. I'm also going to move some of these other abilities where I typically have them. Let's see. Savage Blade, Riot. Okay. Yes, okay. So, let's go ahead and talk to the Serpent Officer here. I pray your meeting with the Elder Seedseer went well, my lord, Envoy? Correct me if I'm mistaken, but did you not also deliver a message to Admiral Merwib Blossomhism of Limsa Lominsa? While you were there, did you happen to meet Baderon, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench? Gregarious gentleman, always happy to help his fellow man. Well, I am told that he has a task for a capable adventurer. I know not what the task entails, but I dare say the Flame General's envoy, personal envoy, would make a fine candidate. If you are interested in learning more, pray speak with Baderon at his establishment. So, that's going to send us back to Limsa Lominsa. Before we do that, I do want to get our daily roulette of Guildhess going here. And while we're waiting for that, let's now head back over to Limsa Lominsa. Now, once again, that is going to take us a little bit here to tell. It's going to take us quite a bit to pay in Guild to get there. So let's do this instead. And let's go to Limsa Lominsa via airship. The cutscene takes longer. Actually, we can technically just skip the cutscene. just by doing that, we're in the city for 500 gil less. And there's our guild hess. So let's get this going. I've moved my Savage Blade back over so that we can get some enmity. Okay, so this is the one with the Guild Turtle that we need to basically put to sleep here. It doesn't look like that person has Protect, that's okay. Flash everything, and let's pop some of our cooldowns. Okay, let's get out of range of that. Now we just need to take on the Guild Turtle. We'll start using Riot Blade as well as Fracture so we can get some more damage on it. And once you start using Dock, you want to watch the timers on them so you know when they're going to end. So that just went away, let's use it again. The Fire Strike is ready. I'm going to move the turtle into place. Let's start to like this thing. Actually, somebody else. And there we go. The turtle is falling asleep. And that finishes up the guild base. Give the award to the healer. And let's collect our bonus. And we got accommodation out of that. Alright, so let's head down to the Drowning Wench. There's the person we're looking for. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit where you like, mate. I'll be with you in a... I am Biteron. Alright. Who's asking? Ah, heard as I've got a job for a capable adventurer, you say. Well, you're bloody right. Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things are liable to get downright bleeding airy. But if you think you're still interested, let me know, and I'll fill you in on the details. Okay, so let's talk to him again. So, Biteron, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench, has need of a capable adventurer. I thank you for taking the time to help me out. Now, I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word has it, some suspicious-looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of the Sastasha Seagrot, and I need a trustworthy sort to lead them up north to Aleport, and find out who they are and what they're up to. Don't sound like much, I know. But it weren't so long ago as the Fishback's pet pirates paid us an unwelcome visit, and folk are feeling a bit nervous. If you would permit me, Master Baderon, I should be happy to elaborate. Oh, that's somebody else. Well, well, if it ain't the Chief Yellowjacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Raynor? Come to make sure me patrons are behaving, or just thirsty? Neither, in fact. I was informed that you had requested an adventurer to assist in my investigation, and I came to offer what information I could sift from recent reports. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Aleport, in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, the Satasha Seagrot included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of corals had taken up residence inside the caves. Nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sastasha again. But with the Sahagin testing our defenses daily, I am loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Then it is settled. Sastasha is located in western Lanoska. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult with Vimelpa. She can be found at the ferry dock on the lower decks. You heard the man. Good luck to you, lad. Okay, we've also got Etoll 1 over here that I want to speak to. We all know how it feels to have had one too many. That's why I'll not fault our patrons for much of what goes on at our tables. But is it too much to ask that they keep their belongings on their person when they leave? It wouldn't bother me so much if half of them didn't show up a week later, ranting and raving as if their drunken heedlessness was somehow my fault. Take this impressive-looking journal right here. As oft as used as it seems to be, I've no doubt its owner is tearing up the town searching for his prized possession. A stranger he was, a swarthy Rogadan, who enjoyed his drink. Seemed to be getting on well with one of our regulars, Quintanian. Perhaps you could still catch up with him and spare me the headache. I'd offer you a free drink, but last time I did that, Baderon docked my wages. Okay, so there's the person that she has referred us to. Have I seen who? Look, just 'cause I spend more nights at the wench than in me own home, doesn't mean I'm mates with every sod who comes stumbling through the doors. Wait a minute, that bloody book. Why didn't you say so sooner? That tight-arse bastard drained 20 flagons and promptly passed out, living yours truly to foot the bill. Said he was heading for Aleport, aye. Where else, the scurvy sop? Nemilia Willen. He's still stranded at the ferry docks, though the gods know it won't help get me Gil back. Okay, so the guy is at the ferry docks, which we should have access to through the Aethernet. We need to head for the Fisherman Guild. Here we go. If you have business with me, be quick about it. My ferry and my next great adventure await. My journal. Why, I thought I had lost it forever. Pardon my rudeness, friend. Perhaps I should have stopped after 19 flagons. Har har. Did you steal a quick glance at his pages, perchance? No? A shame that, for this book contains, how might I say it, a record of my numerous adventures. Quite the impressive reading, if I do say so myself. Which I believe I just did. Har har. You've the air of adventure about you, if one still untested, but take heart. Even the most accomplished adventurer, and I speak from personal experience, was once a whelp with more dreams than sense. Were there only some way for me to repay you? But of course, I have a fresh journal right here that might as well have your name on it. Why not keep a record of your own? That one day we might regale each other with stories of our deeds. And with that, I shall be off for adventure, and a flagon or 20 of the realm's finest ale calls me. Fare you well on your journey, and next time you find yourself at the wench, do thank that Elizan fellow for his generosity. Har har. Okay, so for this one, we've got plenty of potions. Let's go for the Allegan tin piece. And you now have access to the challenge log, which will serve as a record of your adventuring exploits. To open it, select logs from the main menu, followed by challenge log. Okay, so the challenge log. The challenge log contains a list of adventuring objectives across a wide range of categories. Completing any one of these objectives will earn you rewards. Completion status is reset on a weekly basis, and it is possible to undertake the challenges repeatedly. Each unique challenge you complete counts towards the overall completion category, which yields additional rewards. As you progress in level and advance in the scenario, more challenge objectives will become available, giving you the chance to garner richer bonuses. So, what all this means here, and let me go ahead and set this up on my hotkeys now. Let's see. Shortcut, and we need... Here it is. I actually bind it to Control L. Did it not work? That's strange. Let me try that again. Control N. There we go. Or actually, I need that on Control L. I apologize. There we go. Okay, so this is the interface for the challenge log. And basically, as we complete certain objectives, we get bonuses in both gil as well as experience here. And some of these can add up pretty quickly, like this one here, received the highest possible rating in Fates in 5 different regions. If we do that, we get ourselves around 7,000 experience, and this bonus will grow as we level up. And this is going to become also one of the primary ways to level up. We may not be able to get too much use out of it in this series, just because of how long I go between episodes, that this thing would reset pretty quickly each time. But we may still occasionally run into it actually activating here. Alright, with that done, let's talk to this person here. You're here about Commodore Rayner's investigation? Then you'll want to board a ferry bound for Aleport. Once you arrive in western Lenoshka, though, you had best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Sastasha. The Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folk there will prepare you, train you with the skills you need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Sea Grot. The hall is on the way to Sastasha, just north of Aleport. Head inside and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. Alright, so let's take a passage to Aleport. And just looking at the map real quick, it doesn't seem like there are any fates up right now. That's fine. The other thing I want to look at real quick here is my gear. Okay, that gives us a little bit of an update, but do we have everything that we need? I don't think so just yet. Yeah, we need to get an upgrade for our hands before we go any further. But it doesn't... Oh, wait, over here. So, battle gear, and then... that is too high level. This will have to do, bronze gauntlets. Alright, so shops. A myriad of items can be bought and sold from vendors all across Eorzea. Purchasing an item is as simple as clicking on an item in a shopkeep's inventory, while selling an item is as simple as dragging an item from your inventory or armory chest. You can also sell items by right-clicking them and selecting Sell. If you happen to have a second thought about a sale, you can always buy back your item from the vendor, but only if you have yet to leave the area or log out of the game. Alright, so let's update that. All of these here are still fairly low level, however the stats that they give us are actually very high level for the their current level. And this is one of the changes that they brought about with Heaven's Ward. Not immediately, but I think it was like patch 3.3 or 3.4 that basically gave you all of these items at the start. The one thing that we still need to do something about is this Uldan ring. And we're going to do something about that real quick here. First, let's head over here to the Hall of the Novice. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom the Yellow Jackets sent word. I hear you are to brave the depths of the Sastasha Sea Grot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions. And you shall need the training we here at the Hall of Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing on your mission. The smith over here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. When you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more, report to the Yellow Jacket Scout at the mouth of the Sastasha Sea Grot, and he will furnish you with the details of your duty. Okay, so, even though I have gone through this before, I'm going to go through it again, just so all of you are kind of familiar with kind of the basics of working in a party. Greetings, I am one of the smiths, a stoker of fires and forges of futures, as a dedicated member of the Adventurers Guild. I have been entrusted with the task of providing assistance to new adventurers. Well, the mantle of adventurer does not drape so awkwardly from your shoulders as it once did. But while questing alone certainly brings its own rewards, you haven't truly adventured until you've delved into some darkened dungeons, stalwart comrades at your side. Ancient ruins, echoing caverns, and all manner of deadly places lie hidden across the realm. And these are best conquered in the company of trustworthy allies. And such advice holds true for many a formidable foe that would crush a solitary adventurer. How one fights in a party, however, is often drastically different from how one fights alone. Thus did we construct the Hall of the Novice, where we endeavor to prepare you for those differences. Here within these walls, we offer burgeoning heroes a bevy of training exercises. Step into the flames, my friend, and forge the skills you shall need for the morrow. You now have access to the Hall of Novice. Register for training exercises by speaking with one of the smiths, or select Hall of Novice located under duty in the main menu. So, training exercise 1, avoid area of effect attacks. And we are queuing into that now. Listen up, novice. For this exercise, you'll be learning avoidance. An enemy often tips his hand before a big strike, so save yourself some hurt and step clear of the impact. Show you've learned to get out of the way and you pass. Are we ready? Are we clear? Let me know when you're ready to begin. And so this is going to be similar to what I've shown you in the past regarding those tail lines on the ground. Prepared to start then, are ye? This training exercise is now underway. Watch your opponent carefully. When you see an attack coming, move out of the strike zone. You'll be facing me first. I won't hold back. So be quick on your feet. That's the way. Once again, just keep avoiding his attack. Time I switch to a new technique. Better change your dance steps. That's the way. Breathe. Keep your eyes open. Move them feet. That's the way. Now it's my turn. I'll teach you to not ignore a ranged opponent. That's the way. Your last test will be to avoid both foes at the same time. Think you can dodge us both? Okay, he's got me chained up. Keep calm and watch for the signs. Think you can dodge us both? Keep it up, Vlad. We're almost at the end. And this concludes the exercise. Come see me for your reward. Outstanding. Learning to avoid the obvious attacks is a skill all adventurers need. Those who insist on standing still won't long survive the profession. And speaking of survival, perfecting each of me lessons will earn you a piece of armor to help you in your chosen role. You can also repeat the same lesson with the other masters and be rewarded with equipment what works best for students or their combat style. Here's your bonus for completing the exercise. Remember this training on the field of battle. So that's a shame. We could have actually just gotten these instead here. Instead of me just purchasing those gauntlets I just got. Oh well, easy come, easy go. Let's update that. Alright, and this guy's just gonna keep saying the same thing over and over, so let's just skip into the next one. I apologize if you're hearing the people outside, there is nothing I can do about that. When it comes to your place in a party, You're the wall of steel, what takes the enemy hits. Soaking up the pain and keeping your mate safe. That's what you need to focus on most during battle. Enmity is a measure of how badly a foe wants to kill you, and it's your job to be at the top of every enemy's list. So for this exercise, you'll be learning about enmity and how to build it. The best way to establish yourself as a threat? String together some nasty combinations. In your case, I'd start out with a fast blade and follow it up with a savage blade. And once again, if we take a look here, increased enmity for completing the combo. Show me a solid series of blows and I'll consider your lesson learned. Alright, so let's get this going. Alright, this training exercise is now underway. Hit that wooden warrior with your combination, fast blade first, savage blade second. Try nothing fancy. Get the order wrong more than 4 times and it's all over. And you start all over. Ah, you got the idea. Keep to the order I told you. The combination won't string the same if you mix in other techniques. That was a pretty fast one. Use that combination in battle and you'll build all of the enmity you need. When faced with a single foe, it's the simple methods that are often most effective. Here's your bonus for completing the exercise. Remember this training on the field of battle. So we just got some experience with this one, no new gear. Okay. Let's see. Listen up, novice. Do you recall how you built enmity in the last exercise? This time you'd be testing that combination on a proper opponent. I've said this before, lad, but it bears repeating. Your job is to soak up the pain and keep your mate safe. And you do that by distracting the foe's enmity onto yourself. If your ally's still standing at the end of the fight, I'll count that as a win. Alright, let's get this going. Pound your opponent with your combination. Don't let your ally get hit. I'm doing the combo like he's saying. There we go, now I got it. Now, typically, an enemy would not start by going after the healer. As a tank, you would grab the attention first before they have a chance to even leash onto them. As you've seen, combinations are a fine way of building enmity. When a party is relying on you to take the hits, you need a reliable method of grabbing the enemy's attention. Here's your bonus for completing the exercise. Remember this training on the field of battle. Okay, so we got some new boots there. Alright, exercise number 4. For this exercise, you'll learn how to build enmity with multiple foes. Have you ever tried using the flash technique? It'll let you aggravate an entire group of enemies. Why, yes I have. Flash hits every bugger within a circle around you. Make sure you're positioned so you don't miss anyone. Alright, let's get this going. Use your flash technique to hit all 3 dummies at once. If you fail to carry out the instructions 5 times, you'll be starting the exercise over. Well done. Oh, they disappear. That completes that one. When facing multiple foes, it's all about the positioning. So just experience that time, and some gil. I think there's 8 of these in total. For this exercise, you'll be training against multiple opponents. Use flash to gain enmity with a group, just like you practice. Be sure that the enemy's only interested in hitting you. Defeat every enemy on the field, and I'll consider your lesson learned. These must be my targets. Adjust your position so that you hit all your foes with flash. Once you've got the situation under control, you can start using combinations. There we go, we'll just keep using flash. And the nice thing here is this guy over here is healed. Now, we typically wouldn't need to flash this many times. Go around in a circle here. Now, over time, our magic points do recover, so we're able to use flash once again. Now, at this point, I think we're safe enough to use fracture. That'll do a little bit more damage. there goes the first one. There's the second. And there's the third. Do you see how fighting a group calls for a different technique? If you want to be at your most effective, you need to switch your tactics to meet the situation. Here's your bonus for completing the exercise. Remember this training on the field of battle. Okay, we got some new leggings. Okay, for this exercise you'll learn to establish enemy with a ranged attack. In battle, your enemies won't care not for fair. Stroll into a pack of foes, and you're asking to get swarmed. And your shield lob technique will be the tool for the job. Rather than blunder into a mob of nasties, you're better off pulling a few at a time from a safe distance. Defeat every enemy on the field, and I'll consider your lesson learned. Are we clear? Let me know when you're ready to begin. And this is basically how you typically want to open up. So, use Shield Lob to break a chunk away from the group, then grab their full attention with Flash once they reach you. Alright, so let's grab this one on the end. And we got the Soother. That's it, divide and conquer, lad. Once this guy over here starts to heal me, he's gonna grab enemy, and so that's why you want to not just focus on one target, but try to do as many as you can. The rest of the mob has seen you. Your work's cut out for you now. I didn't think I had stepped that far into it. At this point, let me move over a little closer to my healer. Bloodbath will give me some more healing for myself, and now he's also starting to heal me a little bit here. Why did he stop healing me? Alright, let me try it from the other side then. Alright, so this time I'm actually going to pull further away. I'm going to go all the way over to this side. Just in case something glitched or something. That really doesn't make sense. Why did he let me get so low like that? And now he's healing a lot faster, too. Fracture. Trying to take these guys down a little bit for now. Okay, now we just got these tame jackals over here. Look at this, now he's not healing me again. I really don't know what to make of that. Alright, well, the duty's complete at this point here. You see how easy it was to split up the big nasty mob? The situation doesn't always allow it, but often there's a better strategy than charge. Alright, and with that we reached level 19. For this exercise, you'll learn to deal with reinforcements. Sometimes there's latecomers to a battle, so you got to stay alert. If you notice a new foe arrive, don't give in to panic. Keep calm and pick the enemy up with your usual tools. Are they too far away for a combination? Then reel them in with a shield lob. Once you've got everyone nice and close, you can switch to flash to keep that enemy flowing. Defeat every enemy on the field, and I'll consider your lesson learned. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk to him. The Axeman will call for aid at certain points in the battle. Prioritize taking down the reinforcements. There's a new enemy on the field. Use shield lava to handle. Move yourself and fight some distance away. You don't want your ally getting hit by the big swings. Go! The new enemy on the field. typically it does not take this much enemy grabbing to actually take them, or rather to pick them up. I have a feeling the enemy is stacked against the trademarks. Rounding up reinforcements ain't so hard, eh? Alright, we got a new chest piece, it looks like. Okay, before we finish up the last of the training, I see that we have a fate up. Let's go ahead and take that on. Just so we can get the extra experience from it. Let's see. So it's about halfway done already. This shouldn't take us too long. Like we saw before, there's also a challenge log that you can complete and get an experience bonus from completing enough fates. Go. Date with Destiny 1 unlocked. Alright, let's head back over to the Smith now. Okay, final exercise. This is it, the final exercise. As the culmination of your training, all the skills you've learned will be put to test. Breathe deep, remember your lessons, and you'll do fine. Let me know when you're ready to begin. Prepared to start then, are you? Right, let's start with the basics. Keep your foe away from your allies, and watch your positioning. You got more company. Establish yourself as the biggest threat. One thing that you do want to try to do that they haven't taught you here is you want to try to keep the enemy so that they are facing away from your partners. The reason for that is it makes it easier for them to hit their target. You've handled groups in your previous training. This is no different. Near the end of it now, lad, but stay focused. This bloke's a bit of a handful. One more push. Victory is yours for the taking. Alright, duty complete. Congratulations on completing the course, lad. Here's a little something to mark the occasion. Alright, and so with that, we now have ourselves a brand new ring, and this ring increases EXP earned by 30% when level 30 and below. So this is something that we'll be able to use for quite a little bit here. Alright. So let's go ahead and put this on to our right finger. And let's update the gear, and that's it. We are now ready to make our way into Sastasha. Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty, and not some daft sought out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra. We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since the vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of Sastasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback fancying serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue-face tattoos. So, use the duty fighter to enter Sastasha. Okay, Instance Raids. Instance Raids are party-based content which take place in closed environments such as dungeons. The term instance refers to the fact that these areas are reserved for a single group of players, meaning that you will not encounter any others during your time in them. Parties must rely on their own wits and strength to conquer the many challenges that await them, such as deadly traps, complex mazes, and powerful bosses. To add to the challenges, instance raids have numerous requirements such as time limits, level restrictions, and limitations of changing classes or jobs while within. Finally, raids can be joined either by forming a party and speaking with the NPC at the entrance, or by using the Duty Finder to automatically pair you with other adventurers around the world with the same ambitions. So, we had a group of adventurers here, but it looks like they've run off. So, we'll see if we get them as we start this up here. But here we go, Sastasha. Let's get this going. And it actually looks like we have a little bit of a wait here. It's not that uncommon to have that happen. Typically, either the player that is most needed is either going to be a tank or a healer. So we are just waiting for other players to come into this now. The other thing is that since we're not using the roulette, which is a feature we'll unlock after the end of this, I believe, we're not put at the front of the list. So, while we're waiting here, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of grinding. Targets in the area. No, we don't. Actually, I know where that one is. So you know what? Let's go ahead and hop over to Eastern Thanaland real quick. After the last episode, I did a little research, and it turned out I was correct in the fact that it was in that upper area. I just didn't go far enough into it. So that's what we're going to do right now. They're actually right up here. Now, one thing I will mention is that it used to be that these queues would just pop instantly for tanks. But that has shifted in the previous season. Okay, so there is Sastasha. Let me finish this guy real quick. My hope is that once we get out, it's not going to put us outside the cave directly. Actually, it looks like the DPS may not be ready, so we may have a chance to still get this done. Get this over here. Okay, yeah, somebody did not hop into the queue. So now we're going into it again. Okay, so we're headed into Sastasha now. So what we'll do is after this, we'll take care of that. Okay, let's greet the other players. Alright. So... that guy just casted Protect on us. And so we are ready to go. Let's grab the attention of these black bats. Let's do 2 flashes first. And now we'll just do our ending combo. Real quick. Just to make sure we're getting that as well. And this is basically the pattern that you want to do through most of this. Okay, that guy just said blue, and he's talking about a note that's over there. That basically tells us how to get through to the second part of the cave. There we go. Got 3 enemies on us this time, so I'm popping our ramp up so we're not taking so much damage. Once again, just keep rotating through your combos so that you continue to get as much enmity as you can, and you can see that portrayed on the little bars over here. The letter A means that you have all the enmity. And as you become more advanced at tech as a tank, you'll learn when it's actually safe to switch off the current target and onto another one. And then there are other things that you can do as well as a tank, like switching out of stances, but that's something that we're going to cover later down the road. Those guys are going to go after the giant clam. We'll take care of these shade seekers. What happened in that case is what typically you want your party to all attack the same target, especially early on in the game like this, but somebody was not on the same target that I was on, and so that's why they pull off. This becomes less of an issue once you get your different stances for tanking, since you'll gain enough enmity at the start that it won't even matter. But that is going to be one thing that we have to concern ourselves with early on. let's get some magic points back for this upcoming group. Because in this particular case, we get 3 enemies that pull at the same time. So once again, I'm going to use Rampart now. Want to be careful of what you're targeting. Whenever you hit tab on your keyboard, there's a chance that you may switch on to something that's in the pieces. That's one of the problems with using tab targeting, but tab targeting is still also the faster way to target enemies regardless. It's just... I don't know, personally, I think it's kind of one of the flaws of a tab targeting game like this, especially if you end up targeting something that's just way over there that you're not intending to hit. It's starting to get pretty crowded in here. Alright, so, they said blue before, so let's head over to blue. And we find a switch. Let's press it. And now we've got a suspicious switch, but we've got this chopper that just popped up. This guy doesn't do too much special aside from that ring there. I think we got room for a fracture. There we go, he's down. So, loot rules. Let's see, that is an upgrade for me, so I'm going to need on that. And let's go ahead and put that on. I'll get into those once we're out. Okay, and also this line right here, this is the indication that you're about to encounter a boss. And you want to make sure that everybody is inside before you start doing combat. Otherwise, there's a chance that somebody could get locked out. And that's what it's saying, where the area will be sealed after 15 seconds. Now, if somebody were to be outside, they would no longer be able to participate in the battle. That's why it's important that you're are always, This guy did not switch onto my target. He's also doing something that, if somebody gets enmity, should not be doing, which is running around. Instead, it's a lot easier for somebody to pick up if you're just standing still. Otherwise, as you saw, I had to chase them around there to try to get it. They are attacking two targets at the same time, so I gotta kind of split their attention. That guy's doing a bit of healing, so I'm gonna slash the archer real quick. Okay. This is level 17, I'm just checking out the loot that we just got. Okay, those are brass knuckles, so I'm not even interested in that. Those knuckles would be for a pugilist, which we will not be doing with this character. One fun challenge I've always liked to be able to do is to see how long I can keep the music going. Because if you notice, whenever we stop combat, the music just goes wild. I just use that as a way to show that we're making good progression. Somebody should be unlocking that door by now. That takes him out. And we just grab the key. Okay, we are coming up to another boss again. And it's that Captain Madison again. Use Rampart. We're taking less damage. The attention has been split again. Now on to the captain himself. Now, in a moment, he's going to summon some ads. We're going to need to pick those up, and that's why I'm watching this game. Yep. Let me use my other cooldown. Named the Foresight. At this point, we can start to build our magic points back up. Alright, plundered plate belt. That is an upgrade for us, so we'll go ahead and need on that. Oh, somebody ran too far ahead. The comment in the chat there. You definitely want to pay attention. Let me try this. Focus target. We got another group coming in. Sure, we'll probably be fine. We're almost done here anyway. Let's get on this guy since he got dragged off the healer. It's kind of interesting since I'm not generating as much enmity as I typically do. Sometimes I am losing, and that's one of the weaknesses I feel of this game. If you're trying to teach people to tank, why are you making it so hard to tank early on? Now, one thing that I'll do for the next one, and I'll make sure I set this on my bar once we're done here, is I'm going to add something that will help to indicate which target I actually want them to attack. But here we are, we've reached the last boss. Shh, you sully our spawning ground, Shorewalker. And that is a Sahagin. Finished, fools! The Lord of War shall sup upon your souls. Okay. For this one, pretty much the standard fare, we just tank him. Let's turn him around. Now, what's going to happen shortly here? There we go. Bubbles begin forming on the water surface. I made that motion there to tell somebody they need to get on that. And what happens is if you don't take care of those bubbles, we're going to have ads come out. And so that's why you got people kind of running all over the place now. Let's go for a fracture. Let's see if we can stun him. Yes. Okay, so that gives us a quick moment to breathe. We probably are going to get an ad with this one. Let's also pop a cooldown here, just make sure we stay alive. And I'm just waiting for... There it is, the limit break. We got Stick Them with the Pointy End. We've leveled up to level 20. Alright, so Foe Striker's Mitts. Compared to what I've got already, that really doesn't do... Well, wait a minute. It gives me a little bit more accuracy, which I think I need. Let's greed them. Let's see what we get. Alright, we did not get them, but that's okay. Alright, let's go ahead and put the point into Vitality here. And let's get out of here. And we got all 3 player combinations then. Okay. So we actually did not teleport back, which is good. Okay. Before we move on here, loot rules. Basically, when you're in a party situation like that, where you've joined through the Duty Finder, if you're not in a pre-organized group, the way things work is it works on a need-greed system, whereby people that have a need for an item get first priority on acquiring that item. If nobody needs on it, then it goes to greed. And then from there, if nobody greeds, nothing really happens. People just pass on it at that point. And then the system will just give it out to somebody. Also, if you leave an instance before the items have been given out, you will not get a chance to get that item, because you've effectively left the party at that point. But that's how loot rules work. So, okay, let's finish up that hunt target that we need to finish up, and then we're going to make our way back over to Eorzea for the next gladiator quest. And then when that's finally done, then we'll make our way over to Limsa Lominsa. I'm actually headed in the wrong direction. There they are, rotting nobles. So we're gonna have to fight through these rotting corpses to get them. But that's no big deal. Fracture finished that one. Oh, looks like somebody else is here as well. Grab the last rotting noble we need. I need to outrange him. Okay, now he's off the side, so we can get at him. Okay, and we've unlocked a new difficulty rank. And all of these targets are kind of spread around at this point here, so we will kind of find them as we go. Alright, so let's now make our way back over to Ul'dah. And actually, we just need to head to the Gladiators Guild. Prince, I'm glad you're here. One of our members has been attacked and gravely wounded, and I need you to go and help him. I suspect this is the work of more bounty hunters. It may even be a trap to lure more of us into the open. Nevertheless, we cannot ignore our comrade's plight. When last he contacted us by Link Pearl, he said he tried to seek shelter at the Coffer and Coffin. Take this potion and search for him there. So we are headed out to Central Thanalan. And let's head for the Adventurers Guild. And let's grab a Chocobo Porter here. And we are going to head for Blackbrush Station, and we are going to get off part way there. Because our destination is actually all the way up there. This should be good. Help me. I can't feel my... Alright, let's use the potent potion on him. Thank you, brother. It all happened so fast, over by the tracks to the north. I don't know who attacked me, nor why they left me alive, but I dare say the answer is out there. Surely someone saw something. Alright, so let's talk to the people around here. And at this point, the fates in this area aren't going to do too much for our experience. However, we do still want to go for the hunting log, or for the challenge log. So let's go ahead and activate this one. Here come our targets. About 2/3 done. Just have to keep this up for a little bit more, and then we will be done. And then we'll proceed on with the main story quest. Or with the gladiator quest. There we go, that's completion. Now let's talk to this guy here. The fellow outside? I saw him stumble in when I left the bar to take a piss. Was alone as I recall. You say he's wounded. Thought he was just drunk. Alright. That was a witness. Let's head up here to the north. Suspicious characters? Well, now that you mention it, I did see a strange fellow wearing a garish purple robe. At first, I thought he was talking to himself, but then I realized he had a link pearl. I heard him say something about the wrong man and the silver bazaar. Does that help? Okay, with that done, we just need to search the ambush point for any evidence. And that's it. Now we just need to speak to the injured gladiator again. Purple robe? That sounds familiar. Aye, it was him, I'd swear it. Did you find anything else? And let's hand over a scorpion ring. Picked this up by the tracks, eh? Might well have belonged to the bastard. Can't say I've seen its like before. Might be as Wymund could tell you more. You know him, don't you? He's the bespectacled bloke who's always lounging around Emerald Avenue in the city. Of course, being the businessman that he is, he'll probably ask to be compensated in exchange. Show that ring to Wymund. He's sure to know something about it. Okay, and so we need to get back into the city now. So let's teleport over to there since our return is on cooldown. And now Wymund is right outside here. Well now, if it ain't Prince, everybody's favorite adventurer, I heard you threw your lot in with the gladiators. A questionable decision given the events of recent days, but to each his own. To what do I owe the pleasure? Oi, put that away before someone sees it. Where in the seven hells did you get one of those rings? What, don't you recognize the sigil? Goddamn fool, before you go stumbling around in the brush, you ought to at least know what kind of venomous bastards will be looking within. Been a long time since old seen a criminal organization rise from obscurity to notoriety as quickly as the Alcaran. Word is they've got connections to the Brass Blades, the Syndicate, and God knows who else. But you didn't hear that from me. I want no part in whatever mess you and your mates have gotten yourselves into. Understood? Alright, so we need to report to Mila. Let me just check this out real quick here. It could happen to you, a well-heeled youth on... Okay, I know what this is. We'll take a look at that at another point. Let's just make our way over to the Gladiators Guild. Oh, Prince, I was wondering when you might return. What news do you bring of our injured comrade? So I would say he was attacked by a member of the Alcaran. The Alcaran. I find that hard to believe, but no matter. One of our comrades returned from Stone's Throw moments ago. A gang of bandits is said to be headed for the Silver Bazaar. They're after a man with an enormous bounty on his head. The people living there are in grave danger. In their frenzy to find their quarry, the bandits won't scruple to destroy property and harm civilians. And the few brass blades stationed there will be powerless to stop them. We must stop them, Prince. We'll protect the Silver Bazaar and avenge our injured guildmate, all in one fell swoop. A bit melodramatic, if you ask me. Aldous, I told you to never to come here again. I couldn't sit idly by while you charge into battle against an enemy you know nothing about. Myla, a responsible guildmaster would never risk the lives of her charges like this. Who are you to lecture me about responsibility? Myla, listen to me. This is the Alcaran you're dealing with. So, whatever notoriety they may have achieved means nothing to me. We'll cut them down like the common bandits they are. It's not that simple. More importantly, it's not your fight. What are you saying? They want me, Myla. I've been fending off assassination attempts ever since I returned to Thanalan. Just stay here and let me handle this. It'll be over soon, I promise. Just stay here while you go off on your own? Is that it? It's been 7 years since I let you leave, Aldous. 7 years. Do you have any idea at all, what you put me through? Myla, I don't want to hear it, you selfish bastard. Do you even care about the people who suffered because of you? Just get out. We don't need your help. We'll settle this ourselves. Myla, wait. There's something you need to know. Enough! Get out! Get out! Alright. Save some of that for the Alcaran. But do try not to let Prince come to harm while you're at it. Okay, so we are headed for the Silver Bazaar in Western Thanalan now. Let's see, I think the quickest way there is actually if we just run. Now, one other thing I will note is, as you go into dungeons, you're going to find that after 4 or 5 runs, your gear is going to break. And you get a notification at about 10% before it breaks, but in some cases that may be too late to notify you. So, really, when you can, it's better to go ahead and repair once you notice that you're after like 2 or 3 runs rather than risking it much longer than that. So the Silver Bazaar is all the way over here. Now, while I could have taken a chocobo out to here, that really wouldn't have gotten me too far using the porter. And then if I had actually rented the chocobo, I would have had to have gone through Central Thanalan first before getting into Western Thanalan. So really, just running there is the fastest way to do this. It also doesn't help that this little ferry dock up here doesn't have an aetheryte shard near it. Otherwise, we could just take this ship down to here. Okay, it looks like Mila has joined us for this. There you are, Prince. Everyone's already in position. Are you prepared? And we are indeed. So, defeat the Alcaran henchmen. Stay focused. Choose your target and finish it. Also try to grab a little attention here, but not too much. Get this way. Don't forget that you can stun these targets. More of the Alcaran are coming in. I need to take care of these conjurers for the kindness of the Alcaran. Charity over here. More of them are coming in. Take care of these thaumaturges here. Their AoE blasts do quite a bit of damage. Now for the Conjurer here, and then... Actually, no, that's just... Looks like this might be the last. There we go. Rejoice, gladiators, for the day is ours. What? But why would you be... Leave him to us, First Sword. No, stop! Such brittle blades, so easily broken. Perhaps the First Sword is made of stronger steel. Leave her, Zana. Our business here is over. That's the same blade Aldous has. What have you done, Livvold? First Sword, we must withdraw. The wounded need tending. Let us take them back to the guild. Okay, and so now we need to head back over to the Gladiators Guild. Let's go ahead and return. Give me a moment, Prince. I need to think. I wanted to spare you this, Mila. I begged you not to go. You knew all this. That Leovold had... Leovold and I once fought side by side in the Colosseum. The Twin Swords of Nulthal, they called us. Never lost a match, honored by the Bull of Alamigo himself. But that was then and this is now. When I learned Leovold single-handedly transformed the Alcaran from a gang of common thieves into the most feared criminal organization in Thanalan, I knew I had to return. It seems like a lifetime ago that the three of us used to train together in this hall. The Leovold I knew would never stoop so low. He was a good man, strong and true. What would drive him to do this? When I find him, I'll be sure to ask. Unfortunately, he seems determined to kill me for my curiosity. What aren't you telling me, Aldous? I'm not clever enough to keep secrets, my dear. I'm a simple man, only capable of dealing with what's right in front of me. Is that so? I'll find him, Mila, I promise. Okay, so we've got ourselves a new sword and a shield. And now, as for armor, really all of this would be good for us at this point. So let's go for the chest piece. I didn't think I had anything better. Ah, you know what it is? The fact that the stats are a little bit better here. Because of what we were given from the, from our training. So actually, this is the better thing to be wearing. Okay. So, with that done, let's make our way back over to Limsa Lominsa. I'd say in this case, let's head over to the airship since we're right here. Skip this cutscene. And let's head to the Drowning Wench. It looks like this person has something here. Let's take a quick look. Alright, we will deal with that at another time here. Let's talk to Betaron. Aye, such a task was on the books. Was, mind. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Ah, might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sestasha? It would seem that ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor. None worse for its voyage. A pity. We dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter. The wheel will turn, and our chance will come. You are right, of course, but there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for, and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize, and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would think not to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, sir. Back then, are ye? With all your limbs and a tale to tell, I'll wager. Fishbacks. And there I was thinking ye'd only have to crack a pirate's skull or 3. 7 L's. You turn your back for 5 bloody minutes, and the scaly bastards set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you left him in pieces, so don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning, unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Stasha, of course. Any road, all's well that ends well. On behalf of Limsa, I thank you for shedding some light on this mystery. You've lived up to your reputation, and I couldn't ask for no more than that. Now, I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking on another job. It just so happens I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see. Seems the forest folk are in need of adventure, what can get things done. For them to ask for help like this, you bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt if anything you can't handle. Give us a shout when you're ready, and I'll lay it out for you. Okay, Party Finder unlocked. So, the Party Finder, if I open it up here, the Party Finder has been added to the Party section of the main menu. Through the Party Finder, you can either search for a party to join or recruit other adventurers to form a party of your own. To join a party, select Search for Party and specify search criteria. Upon finding a compatible party, simply select Join Party. To recruit adventurers for your own party, select Recruit Members and specify your recruitment criteria. Interested individuals will answer the call, and you need only sit back and wait. And so basically this is what the interface looks like here. Binding Coil of Bahamut, Alexander, Thlock Thlock, the Minstrel Ballad. These are all different instances that we will get through eventually. But for the moment, let's go ahead and at least accept this mission. Ready to hear about the job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know, but whatever it is you get tasked to do, I somehow doubt it pose any trouble for an adventurer that survived the Bedlam in Stasha. If you think you might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mion, my counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, mate. Alright, so let's go ahead and repair our gear at this point. And I think he had the right advice there. Let's go ahead and rest up at this point here. And on the next episode, we are going to make our way over to Gridania for whatever it is we need to do there. So, thank you for joining me today. This is Prince Brightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.